Manchester United 0, Newcastle United 2. New Year ends in a mess at Old Trafford for Manchester United. 20 minutes is all it took for Newcastle to get the goals they needed, and largely they took their foot off the gas after that, didn't they? This is the full-time view where members can call in and have their say. What more needs to be said? Manchester United last time it was total free fall. This now it's a total mess. It just continues to get worse and worse for Manchester United, doesn't it? I mean, I don't even know where to begin. What we can do is go straight to the calls in just a second. But of course, as I mentioned, this is the full-time view where members can call in and have their say. If you do wish to become a member, you can do so. Links in the video description. It's also pinned in the chat. If you are a member and you do wish to call in, you can do so. You can go to United View YouTube page on the community tab. There should be a link that is exclusive for members. I think also in like your email and stuff like that, things pop up too. Super chat straight away from Amorim says Joe Blackburn. Let's start the Ruben Amorim Defence League. And Doug's also the latest member of the UV Members Club too. Let's start off with Show. Is this the lowest of the low for Manchester United, or is it going to get worse next weekend against Liverpool, do you think?
So far, I think that first half against Newcastle was the second worst half I've seen in my lifetime. After that second half of the 7-0 against Newcastle, against Liverpool, sorry. Couple of things. I think on Amorim, firstly, I think there are a couple of tactical things I don't agree with. So I think for him to help himself, I think that stat, I don't know if you saw the stat before the game, where every time we've started fullbacks at wingback, we haven't scored a goal. And that carried on today. So I think he has to help himself at least a little bit. Where I kind of see flex point is he's got to change the wingbacks. I think it's not working with Dalot Mazraoui. For me personally, I'd put Anthony right wing back, because I think right now Ahmad has to play 10 because of the shortage of 10s at the moment we've got. With obviously Rashford not being included, Mount being injured, we've got no choice but to play Ahmad 10. Otherwise, I put Ahmad back right wing back. I know it's a Hail Mary, but I'd try Garnacho left wing back. I would, just to give some kind of attacking intent, because like the stats show it, we're not scoring a goal when we're starting fullbacks and wing backs. It's not working. I think midfield today, he had no choice. We had limited options. He tried something different in the 10s. Again, Xerxes came off today early. It was harsh. It was him. I mean, look, I've been honest in my thoughts of Xerxes. I've not been a fan of that signing since day one. But today could have been anyone that came off. But I'm wondering if Xerxes can come back from that, because the guy looked finished when he came off. I know he came back out from the tunnel, but I think mentally that could finish him. So I think that's on Amorim. That's my part on Amorim. I think one group that is getting away with murder at the moment is INEOS. I'll be brutally honest. I think there was a lot of hype on INEOS when they came in, and I thought a lot of people had to calm down on it and see what they actually did when they came in. All I've seen from INEOS so far is multiple sackings, firing people left, right, and center, lowering morale of the club, cancelling charities and dinners and whatnot. And my stance is this: if INEOS don't back Amorim in January, if I don't see one signing that walks straight into that 11 in January, I'm saying INEOS out, gone, go
Really?
go with the great. No, because they've been absolutely getting away with murder, Owen. Because the reason why Amorim's in this situation in the middle of the season trying to implement a system is because this structure that we were told that we're going to make better footballing decisions did not have the guts to sack the manager in the summer and get a new manager in then, who would have found it much easier to implement a system with a pre-season and a proper summer transfer window. This is the same structure that waited 4 months of gardening leave to then hire DOF after 3 months. This is the same structure that signed off with the signing of Xerxes, by the way, which again, if that was the previous ownership, we would have massive questions about. Because let me ask you, Owen, I know it's been not that long. Can you name me something positive INEOS have done at this club so far? Because I can't.
No, well, this was something I brought up the other day, saying that, if it's pretty much a year now. It was Christmas Eve, wasn't it, last year, when the announcement came that Sir Jim Ratcliffe had bought in. If you'd have told us, in 12 months' time, you'll be in a worse position financially, domestically in the league, Ten Hag will be gone, a new guy will come in, but you'll be relegation form. you would have hired and fired a sporting director, you would go like, what has happened then? What is going on there? It doesn't. Maybe because we've experienced it, it doesn't always sting as much. But if you'd have told us 12 months ago this was what was going to happen, we would say, well, that's madness. Surely it can't get much worse, and it has. And I agree with you. I think that I don't think they can't be. We can't pick and choose who we're going to be angry at. Basically, you know what I mean? There's similar energy. I think has to go around, and I don't know. I worry now. I mentioned before that. Do you think the chaos will give him an itchy trigger finger when it comes to Ruben Amorim? If we keep losing games, a bit like what Flex is saying.
100%. I've looked at the next fixtures. I think let's just keep it. Liverpool's an L, Arsenal's an L. After that, we play Southampton at home. I think Southampton are bad enough that we can beat them. But then we've got Fulham away. We play Rangers in the Europa League, and then we play Brighton. I honestly think that if it ends up being a 7 defeats in 8 situation, I think either Amorim walks, especially if he doesn't get backed in January. I think in this hypothetical scenario, if we lose against Liverpool, Arsenal, we beat Southampton, we lose against Fulham, Rangers, and Brighton. If a player doesn't, at least one player doesn't walk in that Amorim can use straight in his 11, I think he might even walk. I really do, because the situation becomes untenable. Owen, it's like Flex. We can't just keep losing. Like, I believe. Look, I think Amorim is a talented manager. I do. I just think the timing of which is coming into United, because I read this week. I don't know. Maybe I'm late to the news that I read this week that he actually requested to come in at the end of the season. He wanted to come in. He wanted to see at the season of Sporting and come in because he knew that it would be difficult for her to come in the middle of the season and implement a system, and it's showing. And me personally, I don't believe he doesn't. The thing is, even if he wanted to change formation, I don't think he can because of the strong words he used at the beginning when he said, look, about the pain, if I change now, I can't go back. So he can't change. But I do believe there are certain tactical things he could do. Whether they'd make a massive difference, I don't know. But we are heading towards a situation which becomes untenable. I really believe that. And I think if the defeats continue, I think INEOS sack him, or I think he walks. I really do. And I think it's within a month or two.
I hope it doesn't happen, but you never know. Appreciate your show, as always, calling in. We've got over 800 people watching, but over 100 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Nothing to like about in terms of result performance, but it does help the channel. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Super chat from Godson says, doesn't matter the system if the players don't even try to compete. We never win a single 50-50, not one. And do you know what it is? Yeah, Godson brings up a good point there when it comes to that is, I just don't even know anymore, honestly. You know, like Flex and KG were going at each other towards the end of the match view. I was just sitting there thinking, like, change the formation. These players, the shit, aren't they? We've seen them 4-2-3-1. We've seen them 4-4-2. And I get it. You know, maybe if you change the shape, you might, you know, a bit like with Rude, you might win some games, but we're so bad. We're so bad. The only thing I could think of is just get rid of everyone. But that requires getting to the end of the season, and the way and the trajectory that we're on, you're like, how do you even get there with not getting relegated? It's just, it's low. It's a low situation. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Amanor. Amanor, silhouette Amanor.
Sorry. Yeah, can you see me now?
There you go. That's better. Yeah. What do you make of it all? Is it a new low for Manchester United?
Hi, Owen. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you, Owen. I can't remember since Sir Alex Ferguson retiring worse run of form than this. I generally can't. So I think this is the worst experience I've had as a living memory. I'm probably slightly older than you, Owen, but I generally can't remember in my being a teenager to now. I'm in my early 40s, where it's been this bad. Generally can't. Not necessarily the toxicity in the fan base because of social media, you know, but just generally in terms of the way we're playing football, really is poor. And I echo everything that Show said. I mean, particularly want to pick up on something the Show said, that, you know, I don't want the manager to abandon his principles, but if he needs to play his 3-4-3 system or whatever system he wants to play, which we know what the identity is, he needs to have attacking fullbacks. These defensive fullbacks do not work because they just hinder what he's trying to achieve. So he needs to be a bit more braver. Yes, that might mean we may end up losing, but he needs to give it a go. We're losing as it is. So why not try that? Why not try putting an Anthony left wing back, Ahmad right wing back, or Garnacho? I don't know, but it needs to be attacking wing backs. But for me, I was listening to KG's and Flex's debates at the end of the game, at the end of the full time, and I was with originally I was a KG on this. Said, look, it's all on the players, 100% on the players. Even if it doesn't work, it's on the players. Then I could sort of see what Flex was saying. Look, he's not saying for the manager to change the system or philosophy. He just said, look, I want this manager to survive. And I think what this is highlighting to me is INEOS have got a lot to answer for. Really do. This is not the manager's issue. This is on INEOS now. If INEOS did the right things at the right time and not made the major cock-ups, we will not be in this situation. And people seem to lose sight of that. Yes, players are poor. I agree with what you're saying, Owen, that players are shit. But are they really? Are they really as bad they are? If they had a pre-season with Amorim, I don't think they would be playing as bad as it, because some of them are rubbish, but some of them are intelligent footballers. Like Kobe Mainu. Are you telling me Kobe Mainu, Ahmad, Mazraoui, even the Delict? And Yoro? Are you telling me they're really, really championship level players? No, they're not. They are talented players. So, and the reason why they're struggling is they've not had time with this manager to understand the system, understand the way he plays. So, we need to, dispel that narrative. I don't know whether you agree with me on that point, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said before, I think that we are so in a bad place right now, and on top of that, my worry is because we've now in like the last few games, was it like 4 or 5 defeats in the last 6 or something? I just worry that now, even like a change of system, I worry that we're just in a rut now. We're in such a rut, and any belief of some of the players, like you said, maybe they're not as bad as some of their performances. But even notice tonight, some of the good players were playing bad now. Like Mazraoui wasn't that good. He struggled the last couple of games. Ahmad was quite wasteful. And those players that we've sort of been praising before, even they've started to get susceptible to it now. I mean, maybe the absence of Ugarte was really felt this evening, particularly in midfield. But I don't know.
I think he just needs to take this. I agree with Flex in terms of what he was trying to make, just save himself. I believe in this manager. I've put a super chat in before. Joe Blackman, let's create a Ruben Amorim defense. I wasn't joking when I said that. He needs our support, the fan base, everybody in the United View community needs to back this manager, because if it doesn't work with Amorim, I don't know what other manager can come in and save this situation. Not necessarily his philosophy, because what Amorim is saying is like he's got an identity, but then there needs to be a clear out, and you need to have that with the right structure and the right manager. And I think he's the manager for that. But we need to see him at least in the job in the summer. So he needs to keep his job between now and May. And I know Show said previously in a super chat that he thinks the manager will be gone by March, and I sort of understand where he's coming from. So we just need to really support this manager, and he needs to. Even when we go to Anfield this weekend, it will be like a 4-5-0 scoreline. I would be more than happy if he plays like a 4-5-1 formation, or whatever it is, just to pack out the mood, just to make sure we get a 0-0. If he can do that without compromising his principles, without saying to players like Rashford, look, even though I am in my worst situation, I'm still not going to rely upon you because you haven't met my standards, but I will go there with a view to get a 0-0 draw. I'll respect him for that. I just want him to survive. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. Big up, Amanor. Appreciate you, as always, calling in. We got close to 1,000 people watching. We're at 151 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button to see if we can get to 200 likes. Also, be sure to subscribe to our bottom right-hand corner. We did hit 186K during the match view, which is much appreciated. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Pav. Pav, I mean, last time we spoke, you said about how bad it was getting and how you didn't even want to talk anymore. Has it got so bad that it's made you talk again?
I don't get angry, Owen, bro. I don't get angry. If you saw KG stream this morning, yeah, the amount of stuff that was said on that channel, could you imagine the only person who spoke sense would be me out of that whole nearly 2.5 hour stream? And when I'm speaking sense, it's gone bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is where I am, innit? All the people who say that we can't get relegated, I think you need to rethink your thoughts because we can. Because you lot don't know what rock bottom is. And relegation would literally be rock bottom, innit? And if these players can get us to what, 14th, you're telling me that they can't drop us down to the bottom three. You're telling me that Crystal Palace won't get a victory next week over Chelsea and we lose to Liverpool and we're what, 15th? Yeah, and then Everton's behind us. Yeah, the way that they play, grinding out results, they're not that good, but they get results here and there. Then we could go beneath Everton. It can happen. And I told some of the people in our group chat, I was like, you might as well just expect disappointment before the game starts because you won't be pissed at full time. You already know it's coming. So that's where I am. And like Ruben Amorim says there's a storm coming. You ever seen that film 2012?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah. That's the level of storm we're at. That's not even a storm. That's like a near like planet extinction, mate. That's where we are as a club. We're basically 2012 right now, and I don't see anything changing. Like I get it. Like people are saying we need to back this manager in January of signings. With what piece, bro? We're cancelling charities for 40k. Tell me what player we're gonna go buy for 40k.
Yeah.
Anyone out there for 40k? Names? Anyone got any names? No. Maybe someone from the National League or something. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, we're doing the INEOS are doing a bit of a madness. And again, I'm INEOS out in it. I was like pretty much, I'd say I was about 80% INEOS out because of the stuff they've done already, and I weren't really happy about a lot of the stuff. Again, keeping Ten Hag longer than he should have been. The whole Dan Ashworth situation. I get it. Like in a lot of places, like I get it, jobs go in it and stuff like that. If someone's not providing something to a business, cool, then you get rid. But they've done way too much. Obviously with the stewards and all that sort of stuff as well, and the whole Fergie thing. But yeah, they've done way too much. And where the guy come in, Mr. Jim, and said that he wants to give Manchester United back to the community and whatnot, bro. What do you mean? You've literally betrayed the community. Like you're supposed to be this fan, you're supposed to know what Manchester United is about, and you've done all this. And that charity thing, what they've done for the ex-players and whatnot, for 40k a year, yeah, that was the last straw. And I can literally see Barada leaving his role at the end of the season as well, because what they'll do, INEOS as a whole, Jim, Brailsford, who was the other guy? The guy who used to be at Juve? Because I ain't seen him around for a while. Blanc. Yeah. All them, man, will pin it on Barada. They'll put all this on Barada. So if I'm Barada, I'm walking to at the end of the season. If it goes literally so south, like the open heart surgery everyone talks about, Ragnick quotes, bro, what are you lot talking about? We had an open heart surgery. It cost 600 mil. Yeah, 600 mil open heart surgery under 10 hours. Yeah, we need a new liver. We need new kidneys. We need a new brain. We need new eyes. We need everything. Yeah, we need the whole new body. Like we had 600 mil, for an open heart surgery, and the ex-manager who was there before us wasted it. Literally wasted it. And look at what we're left with. Yeah. I saw a stat as well at full time. Do you know who our top goal scorer in the Premier League is? Have a guess.
Top scorer in the Premier League? That's a really good question because we haven't scored many.
It's the guy who don't play, who wants out. The guy who wants out. It's Rashford. It's Rashford. And the guy ain't even played for, 4 games now?
My God.
That's how bad we are. Like, bro, I don't even know why Xerxes he come off in it. At that point, I was like not even paying attention to a lot of stuff in it. I was just like, yeah, we're 2-0 down. And then I saw like things about him storming down the tunnel, but then he come back out with a jacket. I don't know what was going on there, but he needs to go in January as well. I have no idea who we're going to sign. I don't even want to see Leacher playing against Liverpool. Well, Mo Salah, down that side with Delo and Leacher, but then I don't want to see Lenny Yoro there. That's the only guy I feel sorry for at this club is Lenny Yoro, because he could have gone Madrid. Yeah, the chance to go to Madrid, and United said, no, we're going to ruin your career. We know you're only 19, but we're going to ruin it for you.
You can get relegated instead.
Bro, they've literally ruined this kid's life, man. Bringing him here. He could have gone Madrid, his dream, Mbappe and them, man. But nah, like, Ashworth said, "No, you're coming in, man. We got something for you, innit?" But I don't know. There's like Liverpool's definitely a loss. I could see a 5-0. They just beat West Ham at their ground 5-0. What they're going to do to us? We're not getting that 0-0 that we got last year with Varane and them who've done a good job. But everyone's like, I don't know, bro. Arsenal, FA Cup, we're out of that too. I don't know who we got after that, but it's not going to be easy. I don't know where our victories are coming from, but yeah, I'm not angry, bro. I'm not angry. I'm just laughing
Not
now
angry.
at this point.
Not
Yeah,
angry. That's Pav. That's Pav. Not angry. Just laughing. Look, that's where we're at. I'm with Pav. Like, I don't. What more can you say? You know what I mean? What more can you say? That's where it's at. K-Flow says INEOS is where the anger should be. Piss poor planning showing itself. You're bringing a manager with a totally different style mid-season. If they don't back him, it shows they are making decisions on fumes. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Eminem. Eminem. Is it a low point? Is it a new low for Manchester United this evening?
Yeah, it's a trajectory that we've continued on, and I think we will continue on until I don't know when. When's the Southampton game? Maybe then we'll go back
mid-January, like 16
Right.
days, couple of weeks.
Fair enough. Oh my god, that was such an awful game. Such an awful game. This was probably the first game where I was actually literally screaming at the TV whilst I was watching you guys doing the watch along. Yeah, everyone just pissed me off today. And I am worried about Amorim. We are 7 points of relegation. I just seen his post-match comments as that he's not going to change. He's going to continue to push on his ideas. However, there is a question of adapting, and I just hope he can find some solution to save himself. I don't care about the players now. It's like, again, as like I told you in the last post-match reaction, it's like you've given a electrician a plumber's tools. You don't know, they won't know how to use it. They will have to adapt, and our players are not adapting at all at the moment. There are some decisions which I do disagree on with Amorim at the moment. I mean, Ahmad at inside 10, I believe that should be his future position, but at the moment, right wing back has been the position where he's been actually creating goals for us and scoring technically. So we've not scored a goal in quite a long time now. I think, when was the last time we scored a goal? Probably the Man City game, but even that one was lucky.
Yeah, technically Spurs, and they were like goalkeeping errors, weren't they? You know,
Oh, yeah.
actually, actual proper goals. I don't know. Maybe City, yeah, a penalty, and Ahmad's one. I mean, they're not even like sort of goals from sort of moves that we've put together, really, are they? They're kind of errors.
And plus, I mean, that's Man City Man City are playing crap at the moment. Anyone could score against them. But we are just so poor that I said it before. I said a few weeks ago, actually. Martinez, he's not going to work for us. Martinez is a huge problem moving forward as a left centre back. I think on the ball he's really good. However, as a centre back, for that height that we need, the first goal was just absolutely atrocious. I know he went over Maguire, but Martinez literally moved away from Isak, and instead of going close to him and getting touch tight. And the second goal was that was just horrendous as well. But there's a lot of decisions to be made. But I don't know how in January it doesn't look like we'll make it. It's going to be sell to buy again. And I don't know what the situation is with Rashford, but we need to get at least one or two players, and at least one player that can actually work in the system can make a difference to us. I think in this moment, if we have a left wing back to replace Dalot, that could work for us because Dalot does not know what to do there.
Yeah, I mean, what did you make of the decision to take Xerxes off as well? Obviously, went down the tunnel, came back. Did you feel bad for him? Did you feel sorry for him? Could it have been anyone really that got taken off at that point as well?
Yeah, it could have been anyone, but I think obviously he did play forward. There were moments where I think he passed it to Eriksen, then Eriksen went forward, and I think Eriksen was waiting for Xerxes to make the run so he could pass to him and face goal. And he didn't really understand this set of play, but he is being used as a bit of a scapegoat. I didn't like how he was booed off by the crowd. There's also news reports at the moment where he was walking down the tunnel and there was tears in his eyes, and there's actually a picture of him sitting on the bench with the hood up, and his eyes are wet. So I did not like that at all. He is a new player. He's only been here a few months, which we should give a 1 year leeway to our players. I mean, we know how heavy this Man United shirt is, but I think fans are being too harsh on him. I do think, obviously, the quality of the type of player he is, he's not going to be out and out number 9. However, that he does have attributes that can help us, but we're not able to see that at the moment because the entire team is just absolute crap. The only player that actually worked well with him was actually Rashford, and he's not playing at all. So whatever change that we're going to get out of Xerxes has to be some other way at the moment. But yeah, he has been used as a bit of a scapegoat. The 30th minute sub, it could have been Casemiro, it could have been Eriksen, Xerxes, Dalot. It could have been anyone apart from Ahmad, in my opinion. Even Højlund was poor today as well. But yeah, he's been used as a bit of a scapegoat. I do feel sorry for him, and I think we should be patient. I know some people were saying to sell him in Jan. I think we just need to give him time. There are other players that need to be sold, and there are other positions that are priority at the moment in order to actually help us create a base so we can actually develop this team and move forward.
And just finally, I mean, it seems crazy to say, but is, getting in a relegation fight, is that a real possibility for us given our current trajectory?
Yes. It feels like what I'm hoping the situation is the opposite of Ollie's interim. So when Ollie's interim first came in, he had a lot of positive results, and then we had I don't know, 5, 8, I think about 8 games where we went on a losing streak. So I'm hoping this is the opposite, where we've just gone on a bit of a losing streak and then we're going to start winning. But we are, in reality, this is going to be a relegation fight, I think. Next week, especially, I mean, this Sunday, we're going to go even lower. I don't know what the results will be for the others around us. However, there's a good chance that we're going to go lower, even lower. And we're going to be in a very tough relegation fight where it's going to be a make or break. And hopefully there's something that gives these players beliefs that they can actually do what Amorim tells them to do, and then we can move forward. But right now, it doesn't look that great. And yeah, it's going to be the next 6 days until the Liverpool game. There's going to be a lot of anticipation, and then we're going to have a huge drop off a cliff on Sunday.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the cycle. That's the cycle that we're in. I appreciate you guys always calling in. K-Flow with a super chat says, I'm pretty certain they told Amorim, get the best out of these lot. Proof will be in 2 days. We watch Pab is 100% spot on. All I see is blame passing and excuses for INEOS. Well, as I mentioned, it's just... It's certainly in my lifetime, as I've said, in my lifetime, I've never seen Manchester United be this bad. It's the worst Man United team in my lifetime, certainly. And my only, and this is so typical for United too, is that when it was 2-0 down after 20 minutes, I thought this is going to be 6 or 7. And the ironic thing is we probably could have actually scored a couple of goals, but we're rubbish. We're just absolutely shit. And we're not surprised. We're not surprised. And yet, but you still get angry because in your mind, you try and prepare yourself for the worst. But then when you see it actually in front of you, you go, oh my God, it still is absolutely awful. And that's where we're at. Appreciate everyone tuning in. A reminder, we should have fan views coming from Flex and KG very shortly. We'll be live as always tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Flex and myself for the final morning view of 2024. We'll also tomorrow actually have a special Flex and KG show for you guys too. We'll have a special Flex and KG show that I think will be dropping around sort of 6 or 7 p.m. Yeah, to watch too. So yeah, there's a lot going on at United View. There's a lot going on in the UV community. There's a lot going on with Manchester United, and I guess we're all gluttons for punishment, right? That's what we are. Anyway, guys, have a good one, and I'll speak with you again very soon. I'm out of here.